I had the flu last March 2015, and that is a story of #dying, because I said it literally all the time, because I just spent 3 days at home with the flu, which is a lot for me. Flu was rough because I have asthma, and it was like scary. It was like the coughing kind of flu. But I'd like to tell you the story of my flu experience. So I started getting flu symptoms maybe like Wednesday the week before, or either way, when it was Friday, I had band festival, and I was coughing, but I didn't really feel bad. Like, I had like a goopy cough. It was really awesome because it was like a cold that I was coughing with, but it was like I didn't have a sore throat and I didn't feel bad. It was just a cough. So it was like, oh, this is fine. I don't mind this. Like, wow, I'm sick, but I don't feel bad. That's awesome. And then the next day I had a baton competition, and I couldn't breathe very well, and I still had the cough, and it was like I was like really like tired, and I'm like and I was like coughing, so my mom let me leave the competition early because I was like, I couldn't breathe very well when I was trying to perform, and I thought I might have a coughing fit in the middle of my routine, so I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. So I performed a little bit, and then I left before I did my solo. If you're a baton twirler, you know what that means. I didn't feel like super terrible still, but I was just kind of concerned that I was like gonna start coughing and couldn't breathe like during my routine, so I got to leave. When I got home though, it was like I just kind of zonked out. It was like I felt really tired and like could barely move, and I was like, oh, I feel terrible. Like my head was all foggy, and it was, oh, it was bad. It was like totally fatigued, totally sick. I was like, nope, I'm sick. I think I started getting like a sore throat a little bit then too. I'm like, oh poop, this is something bad. Like, I did not. I was like, oh, okay. So then yeah, so I started feeling really bad Saturday night, and on Sunday I woke up and my mom's like, okay, we're gonna take you to the urgent care today. So I got up and I took a shower, but I was like really tired. Like all my limbs were like really weak, and I did not feel well. I'm pretty sure I had a sore throat then too, because I just remember feeling awful. My head was foggy again still too, and it was like even worse than Saturday. And I remember sitting in the chair in my living room, and I had to like brush my hair out because I just took a shower, and I was like so weak. I'm like, I can't even like get up out of this chair. I was so like sick and like felt awful. So we went to, I got up, of course, and we went to the urgent care, and so we were gonna do like a mono test, which was like a finger prick, but I didn't do that. First I got a flu test. I don't remember what that entailed, because I thought it was just gonna be like something normal, but it wasn't. Of course. They took my temperature. I had 104-degree fever. Yep, it's pretty bad. And I got home. Oh, they gave me, before I left, they gave me like Motrin, like 4 Motrin, and I'm like, this seems too much. And they're like, you're an adult now. You can take this much medicine. I'm like, really? Because usually I only take like 2, and I'm like, okay. Because it was like, I was pretty sick, so they were like, yes, you need to take this to fix your body. I'm like, yeah, okay. Okay, so I went home, and then spent the next 3 days at home from school, because I was sick, very sick. And I remember specifically, I think it was on the Tuesday, I was laying on the floor in my living room in my Snuggie. I have a purple Snuggie. It's the best. If you don't have a Snuggie, you should get one because they are the best. And I was just like sitting there watching YouTube videos, and that's when I discovered Dan and Phil, who are my favorite YouTubers. I love them so much. They're the best YouTubers. And anyway, I found their videos that when I had the flu, I think on that Tuesday, when I was laying on the floor. And I found them by watching their Five Nights at Freddy's 2 video, I believe. I'm gonna go with that. Five Nights at Freddy's. Pretty sure it was number 2. It was fun. They're amazing, and I just sat there and watched Dan and Phil all day. Oh, and while I was sitting on that floor, I learned how to make marshmallows, and I got gelatin, but I never made them. That also happened when I had Phil. So, yeah, I spent the next 3 days, pretty much, or next day and a half, that's when it was, yeah, just, like, sitting around watching YouTube videos. But when I was on the floor in my Snuggie, I could, like, barely get up. I was so weak. I'm like, oh, I feel horrible. And, like, I tried to get up, and, like, my head was, like, heavy, but, like, cloudy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel terrible. Then I went to the couch, and I looked at my legs, and they were purple. Like, purple. And I could, like, see my veins, and I'm like, Mom, my legs are purple. And then she, like, and then she, like, called the asthma doctor to see what to do. They just said, take your rescue inhaler, and if it doesn't do anything, then you can, like, go to the hospital or something, I don't know. But it should have worked, and so I just took it, and it worked. My legs went back to normal, but it was, like, pretty scary. It was like, oh, man. So, yeah. By Wednesday, I was starting to feel pretty better. And then, so Thursday, I got back to school, and it was a half day, and all day we just watched a play, pretty much. Yep. And I brought a whole box of Kleenexes, because I was sick still. The next day, I had school off. So, that's the story of my flu, and a bit of life-changing experiences, like finding marshmallow recipes, and finding Dan and Phil. So I hope you enjoyed this story about my flu experience. What a week. Greatest and worst illness I've ever had. Okay, bye.